Jiho!
Where did you get that?
Ella hit the water so hard that the splash rose above the starting blocks. For the first few seconds, she heard nothing except the thunder of her own heartbeat. Then the crowd exploded. She drove her arms through the water, every stroke carrying her closer to the wall. Beside her, Jai-ho was moving like a machine. His rhythm was perfect. His breathing was controlled. He was ahead of her by less than half a body length. Ella clenched her jaw. Not today. She pushed harder. 15 meters. 10. 5. Then something silver flashed beneath her. Her eyes widened. A small pendant was caught against the grate at the bottom of lane 4. She knew that pendant. Everyone on the team knew it. It belonged to Sophie Williams, a swimmer who had mysteriously disappeared from their school 3 months earlier. Ella's concentration shattered for half a second. Jai-ho noticed. Their eyes met through the water. His expression changed instantly. Fear. Not surprise. Fear. He shook his head violently. Don't. But Ella was already reaching downward. Her fingers closed around the pendant. She kicked toward the surface. Jai-ho touched the wall first. The scoreboard flashed his name. The crowd screamed. But Jai-ho didn't celebrate. The moment Ella climbed from the pool, he grabbed her arm. Where did you get that? Ella pulled her arm away. Why do you look scared? I'm not. You are. Give it to me. Ella closed her fist around the pendant. No. His face hardened. Ella, I'm serious. So am I. For several seconds, they stared at each other. Then Jai-ho lowered his voice. You don't know what you're holding. 3 weeks earlier, Ella had arrived at Westbridge International College in Sydney with 2 suitcases, a swimming bag, and a stubborn determination not to let anyone see how nervous she was. She had moved from Africa with her mother after her mother's new job brought them to Australia. Everything felt unfamiliar. The accents, the enormous school grounds, the ocean wind, the strange feeling of being the new girl. But the swimming pool felt familiar. Water had always been the one place where Ella knew exactly who she was. On her first morning at training, she walked into the aquatic center and stopped. The pool was enormous. Sunlight poured through the glass ceiling. Flags hung above 8 perfectly marked lanes, and students were already warming up. Ella smiled. This is beautiful. Then someone behind her said, Lane 4 is taken. She turned. The boy standing there looked like he belonged on every school poster. His tinted brown hair fell across his forehead. His expression was calm and unreadable, and a faint dimple appeared whenever the corner of his mouth lifted. Ella glanced at the empty lanes. By who? Me. She looked at him. Congratulations. His eyebrow rose. You don't understand. Oh, I understand perfectly. She walked past him and dropped her swimming bag beside lane 4. This lane is taken by you. Exactly. And now it's taken by me. His teammates laughed. The boy shook his head. I'm Jai-ho. Ella. I know. She frowned. How? Coach told us about the new swimmer. And Jai-ho looked her up and down briefly before meeting her eyes again. Apparently you're fast. Ella folded her arms. Apparently. We'll see. That afternoon they raced. Ella lost the first race by a fraction of a second. She won the second. Jai-ho won the third. By the fourth race, everyone had stopped training just to watch them. Coach Daniel finally blew his whistle. Enough. Ella pulled off her goggles. I won twice. Jai-ho replied, I won twice. We tied. Then stop talking and beat me tomorrow. Ella laughed. I will. She didn't know it yet, but that rivalry would change everything. Over the following weeks, Ella and Jai-ho became inseparable competitors. They raced during practice. They challenged each other to ridiculous underwater contests. They argued about technique. They stole each other's towels. And somewhere between the arguments, something softer began to grow. One afternoon, Ella walked out of training and discovered her water bottle waiting beside her bag. She picked it up. Who left this? Nobody answered. The next day, another appeared. Then a protein bar. Then a small note. You're forgetting to hydrate. Ella looked directly at Jai-ho. Is this you? He kept tying his shoelaces. No. You didn't even look at me. Because I'm innocent. You are a terrible liar. He finally looked up. His dimples appeared. Maybe. Ella felt her cheeks warm. She hated that his smile could do that to her. One evening, a storm rolled over Sydney while they were practicing. Thunder shook the glass walls. The lights flickered. Then everything went dark. Ella froze in the water. Jai-ho. I'm here. She heard a splash. A few seconds later, his voice came closer. Are you okay? I'm fine. You don't sound fine. I'm not scared of storms. You're gripping the pool wall. She looked down. He was right. I hate you. He laughed. You've said that every day for 2 weeks. Because you deserve it. They sat beside the pool until the emergency lights came on. Rain raced down the windows. For the first time, neither of them talked about swimming. Jai-ho told her about his father, a former competitive swimmer who had never stopped expecting him to succeed. My father wants me to qualify for nationals, he said. And do you? He hesitated. I don't know. Ella looked at him. That's the first honest thing you've said. He smiled faintly. What about you? What about me? Why did you really come to Australia? Ella looked toward the dark windows. I wanted a fresh start. From what? She swallowed. Something I don't want to talk about yet. Jai-ho nodded. I won't force you. That was the moment Ella began trusting him. Their first kiss happened several days later. It wasn't dramatic. There was no crowd. No music. No perfect sunset. They were simply sitting beside the pool after practice, laughing about something stupid when their eyes met. Ella stopped laughing. Jai-ho did too. He leaned closer. Can I? Ella smiled. You're asking now. Yes. Then yes. Their lips met briefly. When they pulled apart, Jai-ho looked stunned. Ella laughed. What? He touched his face. I forgot what I was going to say. She smiled. Good. For a while, everything was perfect. Until Ella noticed the locker. She had arrived early for practice one morning and found her slightly open. She knew she'd locked it. Inside was a folded piece of paper. Stay out of lane 4. Her stomach tightened. She looked around. Nobody was there. That afternoon, she asked Jai-ho about it. His expression changed. Did anyone else see the note? No. Good. Why? He looked away. Ella, just ignore it. That's not an answer. It's advice. From who? He didn't respond. She stepped closer. Jai-ho. He sighed. There was a girl named Sophie. Ella's heart skipped. Sophie Williams. He stared at her. How do you know her? I've heard about her. Jaiho's jaw tightened. She used to swim here. What happened? She left. People say she disappeared. People talk. And you knew her? Yes. How well? He looked at the pool. Very well. Ella immediately felt something she couldn't explain. Jealousy. She hated herself for it. Was she your girlfriend? Jaiho looked at her. No. Then what was she? My best friend. The answer should have comforted her. It didn't. 2 days later, Ella found an old photograph hidden inside the team's storage cabinet. Jaiho was standing beside Sophie. Both were smiling. Around Sophie's neck was the silver pendant. Ella stared at it. The same pendant she'd seen in Lane 4. That evening she confronted Jaiho. You lied to me. He looked confused. About what? Sophie. His face fell. Ella, you said she left. She did. You didn't tell me she was your best friend. I didn't think it mattered. It matters when someone disappears and you act like you know nothing. His voice became sharper. You don't understand. Then explain it. He looked away. I can't. Ella's eyes filled with tears. You always say that. Ella. No, every time something gets difficult, you shut me out. I am trying to protect you. I don't need you to protect me. I need you to trust me. Silence. She walked away. That night, an anonymous video appeared on her phone. It showed Sophie inside the aquatic center. She was arguing with someone. The person's face wasn't visible, but Ella recognized the jacket. It belonged to Jaiho's father. She called Jaiho immediately. You need to meet me. When he arrived, she showed him the video. He went pale. Where did you get this? Someone sent it. Ella, delete it. No. Please. Tell me the truth. He closed his eyes. Sophie found something. What? Someone was sabotaging swimmers. Ella's breathing stopped. What do you mean? Equipment was being tampered with. Times were being manipulated. Some swimmers were getting sick before competitions. And Sophie found out. Yes. Who was doing it? I don't know. But you suspected your father. Jaiho stared at her. How did you know? The jacket. He looked devastated. I never believed he did it. But you suspected him. Yes. Why didn't you tell me? Because I was scared. Of your father. Of losing everything. Ella's eyes filled with tears. You should have trusted me. I know. No, you don't. She turned away. I trusted you with everything. Jaiho whispered, I'm sorry. She left. The next morning was the state championship. Ella barely spoke to anyone. Before her race, she went to the aquatic center alone. Something drew her toward Lane 4. She looked into the water. Then she noticed something beneath the starting platform. A tiny reflection. She reached down and pulled out the silver pendant. Her hands trembled. She opened it. Inside was a tiny memory card. Her heart pounded. She found a computer and opened the files. There were videos, documents, messages, and finally, a recording of Sophie. If you're watching this, I didn't disappear because I wanted to. Someone was threatening me. The person behind everything isn't Jaiho's father. I planted evidence against him because I needed the real culprit to think I had fallen for it. Ella covered her mouth. The next file revealed the truth. The assistant coach had been sabotaging swimmers for years, manipulating competitions to protect certain athletes and secure his position. Sophie had discovered him. She had been forced to leave Sydney temporarily for her safety. And the final message was addressed to Ella. I knew Jai-ho would eventually trust you. If you found the pendant, please finish what I started. Ella ran. She found Jai-ho outside the aquatic center. He looked at her. Ella. She held up the memory card. You were wrong. He stared at it. What? Your father didn't do it. His eyes filled with disbelief. Sophie is alive. Jai-ho covered his mouth. For the first time since Ella had met him, he looked completely broken. I thought she was gone. I know. I'm sorry. Ella stepped closer. You should have told me everything. I was afraid. I was afraid too. They stood there silently. Then the championship alarm sounded. Coach Daniel called for the swimmers. Ella looked toward the pool. I have a race. Jai-ho smiled weakly. Then go win. She smiled. Only if you try to beat me. They walked into the aquatic center together. The assistant coach was confronted with the evidence. Authorities arrived. The investigation began. But Ella still had a race to swim. She stepped onto the starting block. Jai-ho stood in the lane beside her. Their eyes met. He mouthed good luck. Ella smiled. You're going down. The starting signal exploded through the arena. They dove. Ella swam harder than she ever had before. Every stroke carried her past fear, past doubt, past everything that had happened. Jai-ho was beside her. They reached the final stretch together. Ella touched the wall first. The scoreboard flashed her name. She had won. Jai-ho climbed out laughing. I let you win. Ella rolled her eyes. Keep telling yourself that. He smiled. I missed you. She looked at him. I missed you too. He held out his hand. She took it. For a few seconds, everything was peaceful. Then Ella's phone vibrated. She looked down. Unknown number. One new video. Her smile disappeared. She opened it. A familiar face appeared on the screen. Sophie. Ella's breath caught. Sophie looked frightened. Ella, if you're watching this, it means you found the pendant. Ella moved closer to the screen. Sophie. The girl on the video continued. I'm alive. Ella covered her mouth. Jai-ho stepped beside her. What is it? Ella couldn't answer. Sophie looked directly into the camera. But you can't trust everyone at the school. Ella's heart began pounding. Not even the people you think are protecting you. The video ended. Silence filled the room. Ella slowly lowered the phone. Jai-ho looked at her. What did she say? Ella stared at him. For the first time since they had met, she wasn't sure what to believe. Then another message appeared. If you want the truth, come to Lane 4 tonight. Come alone. Ella's fingers trembled. She looked toward the pool. Lane 4 was empty. Waiting. And somewhere in Sydney, Sophie Williams was waiting for her too. To be continued.